Episode 10.
Into the microphone.
Yeah, and speak.
Should I write this down?
Can you speak loudly
Will
and
I write
clearly?
this down? Honey? Should I talk?
Yeah. Yes.
My dreams have come true. I'm finally a married man.
Okay, that's not a real thing you just said. Your dreams.
I've been dreaming ever since I was a young boy. I used to dream about.
Ever since you were a little girl?
Ever since I was a little girl, I used to dream about getting married and walking down the aisle.
I don't think so.
And I've finally done it.
Your mom actually told me otherwise on the phone.
What?
That you're not the marrying type, and neither am I. She actually springboarded off of what I said, I think, in our vows.
Do you know I have the definition of marriage tattooed on me?
That's not what is that language that you have so carelessly tattooed on your stomach?
It says marriage is forever in Tibetan.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Ever since I was a little boy, this has been my dream, and I finally achieved it.
To get a Tibetan tattoo on your stomach.
So, what does marriage mean to you?
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Because you know what it means to me. I was always looking forward to it. Because finally, with marriage, you get to own another human being.
That's not what this is.
And its ownership is what I was looking for.
Oh, really?
Complete and utter control.
That's funny because
I can grind you down to a fine powder. Did you have a good day?
Today?
The whole week.
Oh, you mean the marriage day?
Yeah.
Did I have a good day?
Yeah.
It's funny. I mean, I guess neither of us really planned. Well, I was not going to get married, probably, in my lifetime. I mean, I don't know. I never met anybody I wanted to marry. I had met some people that, we, talked about it, but there's always this, weird sinking feeling of, entrapment, Like, I'm not going to want to be near that person my whole life. So I was just... And also, I've never really felt like you had to be married to somebody to be,
It's such a dream come true.
Okay. But to be
The definition of marriage is union, both romantically, sexually, economically, socially.
Is this what you just spent an hour memorizing?
And also, the actual definition is in my big fat copy of the Quran. Let's go through it. So you were saying?
I don't know, I'm thinking.
Don't think too hard. I can smell your brain burning. So that was our first argument?
No. We've argued on this podcast before. I feel like this podcast is going to cause our divorce. I swear to God.
Yeah, 1 week in.
We're not a weekend. We are... do you even remember the day we got married?
5 days in.
It's not even 5 days in.
4 days in.
Now you're just guessing.
Yeah.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Because, what are we talking about? The reasons why we had to get married. Why we wanted to get married. I love you. That's what I'm saying.
That's Jesus Christ. Who are you trying to convince here?
You?
Me?
Yeah. So, you never wanted to get married? As a little girl?
I never thought about it. It wasn't like... I mean, there's all those people who are like, ever since I was a little girl, and, they planned what fucking type of flower that they're going to put in their sister's hair as she, none of that's my thing. I imagine having a banquet hall and there'd be banh mi sandwiches and good music.
Oh,
and,
cheap.
Yeah,
You're
cheap.
You're a cheapo.
Yeah, so are you. I think that's why we get along.
Yeah.
This wedding was cheap.
Don't tell anyone how much this cost.
A
lot. Tell people it costs a lot.
Why would we tell them a lot? So they could...
Say when do we need to be reimbursed?
We're doing it tax-wise?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that is a perk of being married, right? Our taxes will be different.
I have no idea about any of that. But I think everything's cheaper.
Because there's two?
Yeah, no, I think it's... Yeah. Rent.
Is this why people have kids? Do things...
No, that's more expensive.
No, that's way more expensive.
The government gives you money, I think, though.
For the kids?
Yes.
You just pop them out and the government starts, making it rain?
But we had to get married anyway just because it was logical.
It was logical. Well, yeah, it was logical. Like, I'll put it this way. I probably could have been with you. I don't foresee anything that would have changed my mind. Like, I could have been with you for the rest of my life and never had married you. But aside from the fact that we are from two different places, and it would have been a logistical nightmare at all times.
Yeah, there's borders and there's visas. And those things need to be...
Yeah. And I mean, I don't mean to take the romance out of it, but like, I feel people are like, I'm getting like these messages like, oh, do you feel, how's it feel to be a married woman? And I'm like, exactly the fucking same for me. I mean, we are wearing rings. That's kind of fun.
I got a very...
I think you like, well...
It's a woman's ring.
Well, you know, yes, you are wearing a ring that I found in a park in Sydney, Australia. But look, just for this moment.
It's got COVID on it.
Yeah, perhaps. Actually, I'm trying to kill you and then take you for everything you're worth, which is just some patchy facial hair, but a great head of hair.
And a pair of New Balances.
And a pair of New Balances that are wet from the rain.
Yeah, they're damp. Yeah, no, it was only logical because we'd only have a few months we could spend together otherwise, and then we'd have to fly to...
What a night. Yeah, I mean...
Alternative countries constantly.
Not to take the romance out of it. I mean, like, you know, I'm not going to go into how much I care about you, but like, you know, like, I'm fine.
Let's not make it gay.
Yeah. I wouldn't want it to be gay. But like, but yeah, I like, you know, it was fine. It's fine to do it.
It was easy.
It was more fun than I thought it would be. Being somebody who didn't, because I think we can agree, neither of us wanted to have like a big thing, right?
Nightmare.
Because nightmare. Like logistical, like even planning the very small thing that we planned that we knew for like a month we were going to do here in Australia, since our fringe plans got blown up, you know, went up into virus flames. But like when the cake my mom ordered a cake, when that like wasn't here, I was feeling stressed, and I was like, I cannot imagine this on the scale that people normally have it. I don't want to deal with it.
And because of COVID, no one can be angry about not being there or being invited. I know. It was perfect.
It really kind of was perfect. It was really, well, but so like I had people hit me up like within like 48 hours of us doing it. So we did do it online, but it's like that kind of attention. It's not like in your face. It's not like, you know, your like grandpa's sister-in-law, like, you know, breathing down my neck like, and when I was, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some shit that like you're like, fuck, this is exhausting. But fuck, what was I saying? I had a total brain fart. I was like actually thinking about the woman who I just made up stinky breath.
Oh, well, you just embodied someone and you can't get back to reality.
Well, it's the breath that I thought of was your breath in the morning.
Hey, fuck you.
Yep. Well, this is marriage, baby. Like, but
you think people are hitting you up, asking you?
Oh yeah, so people are hitting me up, like, being like, oh, you know, congratulations, blah blah blah. How does it feel to be married? Blah blah blah. They're like, so is this like for love or for a green card?
I got that too.
You got that, and I'm like thinking, fair question, fine. I'm not gonna fault you for asking me that question, but I feel like there's a suitable amount of time to wait after the marriage before you ask people that fucking question, right? Like there's gotta be some, you know, what's the polite amount of time you wait to ask a couple if they had a green card marriage? I don't think it's within 48 hours of their marriage.
And like, plus, a green card right now.
Yeah, for my country.
Yeah, more like a brown card because it's covered in shit.
Hilarious. Okay. Round of applause for this guy. No. But I mean, it's like, yeah, so, you know, I don't know. I guess it's funny because when you like put your like romance out there for other people to judge, no matter how they judge it, I feel like it's always just like,
it's gross.
It's gross. Fuck them. Like, I don't really give a fuck what anybody thinks. I mean, I'll put it this way. I had an unexpectedly fantastic time at my wedding that if you had told me a year ago I was going to have in Australia to an Irish man during a global pandemic, I would have been like, am I still on meth? You know? Like,
yeah, for a 5-person wedding, that was debauchery.
Yeah.
That was everyone in bed by...
Well, no. Well, I mean, so what did we do? First, we got on the internet. So we decided we were going to do it here. We were going to get married.
Checked a few prices.
Because
figured out it's pretty easy to do here.
Okay, so the legal... This was so funny to me. Like, so we're like looking up... So we contacted our lawyer back in London, being like, okay, our plans have changed. We're stuck in Australia, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, if you can get married in Australia, you should do it. So we were like checking the prices, and like on the Australian government's website, it was like there's 3 rules to getting married in Australia. Rule number 1, both parties are over 18. Rule number 2, neither party is currently married to anyone else. And rule number 3, the 2 parties are not related. And other than that, you're free to marry. Yeah. And it was funny because when we found Benn with 2 N's, our celebrant, I was a little like, I was actually, I felt like very excited. I was in a bit of a tizzy, when he got here, because now it was like happening. It is sort of fun.
My mom and my sister said he's handsome.
Oh, my mom also loved him. So in Australia, you get this like celebrant, or that's what they're called. And they like come over, or you go there, or whatever. So in this case, Ben with 2 N's, great. He was great, wasn't he?
He was great, yeah.
He was great.
Yeah.
He came over here. He told us the rules. He had us sign paperwork before the wedding, right? That part's a bit of a blur to me.
I was drinking at this stage because I was nervous.
Yeah, and we each took a pinch of mushrooms. Why? I don't know. For the story.
For the story. We're out there.
Yeah. But I was very nervous. Well, because neither of us knew what vows were, even until the morning of. And we both were like, let's wing it. So.
Yeah, I feel like I was meant to do my homework and I didn't.
Yeah, I would say that's fair.
And then Ben was like, no, mate, it's grand. He didn't say it's grand. That's all good, mate, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll do it. I'll do it, can't. I've got ones with me, can't.
Yeah, didn't he say we could just read?
He said he could just give us ones. He had a distinct look.
He knew what he was doing.
He did look like a drag queen.
He didn't look, you mean he looked like a basic metrosexual?
A drag queen without makeup on.
I don't think he was gay.
He looked very clean.
Yeah, he didn't look... As someone who's dirty in his mind and heart at all times.
Yeah, someone who just doesn't have the best hygiene, he looked very hygienic.
No, he looked clean. You
yeah,
are
that's
unclean.
what I'm saying. I'm unclean. I'm unclean.
You're
I am unclean. I am not pure. I am not pure.
Okay. But yeah, so Ben shows up. Ben with 2 N's, and I'm flustered. It was sort of fun. And then we set up the camera, and we had our moms there. Your mom dressed up. It was very cute. She looked great. She had a hat on. Was she drinking whiskey at like 7 a.m?
No, champagne. She's like, Jesus, she's not that bad.
I don't know. Irish stereotype, maybe.
Yeah.
Champagne. That's really sweet. That's very nice. It was like 11 o'clock at night where my mom was, so she was in her PJs. And everybody else we knew were in sweatpants, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, we hooked up the internet, and then you were going live on Instagram, and I think the internet's so lame, but some things you got to do because family and friends won't forgive you. And then I was meant to go live on Facebook, but I forgot to hit the button.
Well, I did the surprise thing. I made people think that I was going to announce a pregnancy, which nope, thank God. But I tried to Can
you believe people get pregnant before they're married? No, it disgusts me. No, the idea that people do that, I think they should have that baby taken off them.
Because you're married and you're high and mighty now?
Yeah, I'm Puritan now. Marriage first, questions later.
Questions later? Like how old she is?
Don't ask anything. That's a question. Shh.
You don't ask the age?
No. My child bride.
Yeah, so we had the marriage. And then I talked to your mom on the phone. And she was really nice. Your mom was really nice.
But we had the marriage. How long was it? It was like 8 minutes.
According to the video, which we will have available to our $5 tier Patreon subscribers.
We're selling out.
Do you see how easily I sewed that in?
Yeah.
I think I should work in advertising when everything comes back. Maybe I should be Don Draper. You don't know who that is. You never watched Mad Men, right?
No.
I saw the vacancy in your eyes. But anyway.
That's there permanently.
That's why I married you.
Yes.
There's nothing in there.
No.
It's just like a bean rattling around.
It's just a bean.
It doesn't even rattle.
It's a bean, but it's retarded. These beans are too baked.
I see what you did there. Nice job. I talked to your mom. Your mom was really nice. She said one time she heard us on the phone. That was funny. And I told you to ask her how her school was going, and apparently you did. Yeah,
I vaguely remember that, yeah. When I was on the phone to you back home.
Yeah. Good for me. And I don't know, and she said you're not the type of person to get married if it wasn't like a thing. And
I'm
neither
not.
am I.
I'm not the person to get married.
Neither am I.
No,
But
that happened. So
now here we are. So, but yeah. So people like I don't know. They plan their whole life for this. Your mom also said I look like your sister. I just want to tell you that.
that is upsetting.
I hadn't yet seen a good photo of your sister, so I mentioned that to her, and now I have about 24 of them on my phone. So
It's all very upsetting, isn't it?
Well, I don't think we look alike. What I see the similarities are we are white and we have brown hair.
To a Chinese person, you probably look identical.
Yeah. So if you were Chinese, you might end up fucking your sister.
But I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not Chinese.
So it's all...
You can't blame me for this whole pandemic. I'm not Chinese.
Yeah. Why are they trying to blame patient zero? It doesn't matter. Wasn't it supposed to be? Oh,
They're trying to blame some U.S. military
An American
woman that was doing a triathlon back in October.
was she a white lady?
Yeah, she's very upset.
Fine, it's her fault.
It
Of course
is her
she's
fault.
upset.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So your mom was really nice on the phone, and that's what was great about this wedding. So it was like, it took like 17 minutes according to the video I have of it. 17 minutes from start to finish. Benn was probably, if you tack on an extra like 10 minutes of Benn was in and out of here within a half hour. Our moms were off the iPads, put to bed, or were just waking up, right? At the end of this marriage, and then the party began.
Oh, as soon as the door closed.
There was ketamine everywhere.
Yeah, just I heard a gong and some 60s background music, and then everything went wavy real quick. Everything started melting as soon as Ben was like, I'm going, man.
The door hadn't even shut.
The door didn't even close and everything started rippling.
It was still creaking. It was actually creaking shut very slowly. Yeah. No, that was fun. And I think, wasn't our first photo that was taken was like you and the butter knife?
Yeah, I was cutting some cake, should we call it? Cake with a K. And I was feeding you some cake, some wedding cake. With a K.
It's a very cute photo. Very incriminating. I will put it... I think I'm putting it on our Patreon tier behind something that's an obscenely expensive amount.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's incriminating. Ruin our lives, but pay the money.
Yeah, that'll be bail.
Yeah, that'll be bail.
Bail money.
What a pointless exercise.
Just to see if people care to bail us out for the photos that they turn us in with. Hilarious. That we provide them with.
Here, get me in trouble, but pay to get me out.
Yeah. Hey, it's something to do. But so at our wedding, are the people that we're staying with who are, so this is what's funny about this. Our wedding was very small because due to the virus, you're only allowed to have 5 people.
5 people
in a room.
Yeah, at one time.
At one time. But we were in our own home.
Yeah.
So we had 6.
So we had 6.
But it was only because it was 2 couples.
It was
not only because, but it was like we wanted to invite more people. It's just we couldn't.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. No, it was the case that we had someone always alternating to leave the room. We made sure of that as well because I think it's meant to be 5, but sometimes there was potentially 6 people.
And somebody puking.
Yeah, someone puking. So we always had someone in the garden, and we'd hand them a beer or champagne through the window. So not breaking any laws. So.
I like that you suddenly want to follow the rules.
I like the rules.
While breaking the laws by doing a mountain of ketamine on your wedding. So, okay, anyway. So, we had the 2 people that we're staying with, which everyone at our wedding, aside from Ben with 2 N's, not Australian. Which is very funny, considering we were just married in Australia.
Yeah, exactly.
I haven't spoken to one Australian...
Besides
except
Ben.
For Ben with 2 N's.
Yeah, it's the same senior person I thought to.
I mean, maybe a couple like at the store.
But that's not really talking to anyone.
And whenever anybody tries to talk to me at the store, I'm like a cat. I'm like, like, you've forgotten how to talk. Why'd you just scowl at me? Did you not like my hiss?
No, I'm thinking of someone at the till when you're trying to pay for something and they start talking to you sincerely.
Well, now you don't even know how to do it.
No.
Because you don't talk to anybody anymore, so it's hard.
I was socially retarded. Now I'm socially... Down syndrome?
It's the same.
Whichever's worse, I won't. But leaving quarantine is going to be very hard for me.
Yeah. I was wondering that because you've gotten real... we've spent a lot of time together at this point.
7 weeks.
Pretty much like not apart.
24/7.
It's a lot. I mean, you're a lot of fun. You're very funny.
I am
You're
fun.
very weird. You do a lot of dancing that isn't dancing.
Why are you telling people this?
Because it's very funny.
This is lies.
It's not lies.
I'm stoic.
I
stand in the corner of the room and I announce.
You're a thinker.
I announce my clear thoughts.
Philosophies.
Yeah, I just do philosophy and shit. I never dance.
We started
like a flamer.
I got you on RuPaul's Drag Race.
Like a fruit.
Speaking of the most delicious of all fruits, RuPaul's Drag Race. You now watch it with me, and if I recall correctly, I woke up this morning to you singing that in my face.
Come girl, get your face off the floor.
Nope.
Come girl.
That is two different songs that I think you've melded together. It's so funny. CoverGirl. Put the bass in your walk. Head to toe. Let your whole body talk. I've told you this.
Ladies, start... No. Gentlemen, start your engines because I'm gay.
No. I really hoped you'd get it this time. Can you just say it the right way?
Gentlemen, start your engines because ladies...
Nope. Wow.
Gentlemen, start your engines. Ladies, fucking can't drive.
Okay, no. It's gentlemen, start your engines, and may the best woman win.
Win. Yeah, the pause is great. A win.
And she throws her arm up, like go.
Yeah, I love it. It's a good show.
You do love it. Everybody loves it. Everybody should love it.
Very funny.
It's very funny. Anyway, so I can't remember. You get me on RuPaul and I forget. I just black out.
Okay, so Ben just left. Door closed. Everything went 60s.
Yeah, it's you. It's me. It's an Englishman and a French woman, right? So it's very international. So
our caring roommates.
Yes, our wonderful roommates.
Yeah.
Super solid people. They're responsible, right? Would you say?
Yeah,
they're like a responsible.
I feel like we would be living in a dumpster without them.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Definitely.
You'd be back on meth, wouldn't you?
I mean, just to have some fun.
Oh, for sure.
In the dumpster.
Yeah. Separate the disposables from the recyclables.
Well, that's the thing when you're on meth and you're moving so fast, you don't have time to get cold. And it is winter here, after all. Yeah. Which is fucked. It was really nice on our wedding day. It's rained every single day since then.
Yeah, so
anyway, so then our new friends. So we met our new friends about 4 weeks ago, and it's an Irishman and a 21-year-old Sri Lankan woman. So we've got a real international stack of cards here.
Oh, it's like the UN.
Yeah, it's a UN meeting. We're all like UN rejects though.
Yeah.
I don't think a single one of any of us could get into a UN building without immediate arrest.
No. Definitely not.
No. So they get there. Our new Irish friend, he's wearing a white linen suit. Very excellent.
Yeah, beautiful.
It was really nice.
Backwards cap.
Yep, backwards cap. She's got a nice dress on, and it was like, well, so around what time? This was like 6 o'clock, right?
This is maybe Ben's gone maybe 45 minutes.
Yeah, and it's great because our new friend, he organized a photo. So the French lady was taking photos, but then our new Irish friend organized this whole photo shoot where we could all get in the pictures. Mind you, like everybody's fucked off their ass. I don't drink, but I had a little champagne. It's my wedding day. I had a glass of champagne, go a little crazy. But everybody's drunk and now high on ketamine, which is being served off of a knife.
Yeah.
It was and great music. We got to cut the cake, which my mom, it was a beautiful cake. It was so good.
I get diabetes for that cake.
Yeah, so we have the cake.
I become a fat man for that cake. A 600-pound man.
I've got news for you. You already are. But so what? What else do we want to say about this wedding? Well, we had so much fun talking about it for the next 2 days, and now it's like we've forgotten what happened.
Well, no, it was just it was
our moms.
It seemed like hours, and it seemed like hundreds of people.
Yeah,
but really, it was.
It was like our moms were gone, so they got to see the fun part, and then we didn't have to talk to any relatives that we didn't know or didn't want to talk to, or somebody's friend's cousin who had to be invited. We spent no money on flowers. We had hors d'oeuvres. We had a cake. We had ketamine, alcohol. We got a photo shoot, and by 8:30, The 21-year-old was puking. The French girl was puking.
And then I was...
And by 9 p.m., everybody was gone and in bed.
Yeah, it was gone. It was over. It was beautiful.
But it was beautiful. It was
Get
like
everything done that quick.
It was like a drive-by wedding.
It was like, bang, done.
It was like if you had ordered one wedding in a box... We got to have, like, I made the decorations out of, like, paper and a marker. You know, we had, like, little bit of decorations. We had Benn with two N's, who everybody's mom loved. Our moms were happy. They enjoyed it. They got some photos. We have these great photos. Then we all got to, like, hang out with our friends, drink, do some drugs. I like that, like, the other Irish guy, like, he, like, got everybody together to give a speech. And it's like... We've known everybody involved. Like, you lived with the people we're living with, like, 2 years ago for, like, what, 2 weeks?
Yeah, so, you know, everyone combined still only a few weeks.
Like,
everyone at this wedding knows each other a few weeks. Some people know each other literally just now.
Yeah.
And there's 6 people here.
Yeah, the Irish guy and the Sri Lankan girl just met the people we were staying with. Everybody I met when I got to Melbourne. Like...
The only people you've talked to.
And these are the only people I've talked to. And it's really...
that they're at your wedding.
And they're all at my wedding. And
your
like,
first wedding.
My first wedding. What? Is this my... Are we getting a divorce?
No, but like, it's just important that you haven't been wed before.
Yeah, as far as you know.
As far as I know.
But,
I haven't done any praying.
You haven't done any praying.
Excuse me.
Boy, we love our flatulence. Coming out of that. That's a mouth fart.
I mean, if you want to be French about it.
And so we're like giving speeches, and just also like the different nature of the two couples.
Yeah, different sides of the spectrum for sure.
Yeah.
In terms of, again, just
like there's normal jobs and normalcy, and then
there's like
yeah, just some light international.
Yeah, crazy times.
Something you could make a movie about.
Yeah. I think they could. They have a good novel in them. I think, like Mr. Nice, but with.
I don't know what Mr. Nice is.
It's like a movie about this Welsh guy who was. He travels a lot, if you know what I mean.
I don't know what you mean.
He travels a lot with weed in his bags, if you know what I mean.
Okay, I
Through
understood
airports, if you get my drift. I'm tapping my nose.
You are tapping your nose.
Uh-huh. So it was... I like when people meet each other.
I do like when people... And it really made the vibe a lot of fun.
Yeah, so it's like there's 3 couples.
Yeah.
You know, it's never for couples activities, but that was a good time.
It was... It's funny to become... Yeah, it was 3 couples. I've never hung out as a couple with other couples.
But everyone was on the same page,
it was,
if you know what I mean.
A horse tranquilizer.
Yeah, oh, yes,
It took a horse tranquilizer to bring this party down. But it was really funny. At one point, so we gave all the speeches, we cut the cake, we had the hors d'oeuvres, and then, our friends that we're living with just happened to have a wedding dress laying around, like an actual wedding dress, which, like... I considered at the time, but I was like, maybe not for me. But, like, everybody's so, like, fucked up that, like, they were like, let's put you in this, like, wedding dress. And I was like, all right, So now I end up in this wedding dress, and it's gorgeous. It is very delicate. And it's, like, the back, you need to tie it up with something. And, like, the 21-year-old, God, she said something so funny when she got here. She was like... She asked me about Zayn Malik. She was like, do you know, like, his birthday? And I remember, or something like that. And I looked at her, I was like, why would I know that information? Like, I don't even know who that is. And she's like, One Direction. And I'm like, you're 21. Like, I don't know who, you know what I mean? Like, that's a very, like, she grew up on that. One Direction is something that I like.
Is that not our generation?
One Direction?
Yeah.
How old are you?
21.
No.
Yeah, it's not.
I like that you had...
I didn't know straight away. I knew straight away who he was.
I mean, Zayn Malik?
Yeah, I knew who he was straight away.
When she said the name, I know I've, like, heard
I know
the
every
name.
member of the band, probably.
Personally? Intimately?
No, I was just trying to think, do I know all their names?
Let's
I
see.
don't know why I know that. It's weird
I know Harry Styles.
Yeah.
And now I know Zayn Malik.
Yeah.
Sean? Is there a Sean? Harry?
Justin Timberlake.
Oh, no, I already said Harry. What?
Justin
Timberlake?
Just a Justin, I think.
So no, we don't know.
Darren. There's definitely a Darren.
A Darren?
There's Darren.
I feel like you're just coming up with like white names.
Yeah.
I guess they are white though, right?
One Direction.
Yeah.
Nah.
Mostly white.
Zayn Malik.
Zayn is not white.
I do not think he is white.
That's why the... yeah, you know. Nice job. Anyway. Yeah.
She asked you about them and you were like...
I was like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what that is.
While you were slipping slipping into a dress. Literally falling into an actual wedding dress.
So I was putting on the wedding dress because they wanted to have a photo shoot that our Irish friend was orchestrating. He did such a great job.
Yeah, man.
Between him and the English guy, it's like we had a full wedding team.
Yeah, no, some people are naturally good at, like, you know, coordinating events. Yeah. It's just in them to, like, let's do this, let's do that, let's make this a party. Well, I'd be like, oh, we're all too fucked up, let's call the police. I need an ambulance.
Exactly like how you were at the
I'm
wedding.
gonna barf.
Yeah. Which, incidentally, you also did later, but I guess we'll get to that part.
Yeah.
But, so, they put me in this dress, but there's no tie to tie up the back. So the 21-year-old grabs my phone charger.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
Yeah, and is like weaving it up the back. So this dress, and like, I'm really, like, high on ketamine right now. So it felt like I was in this dress, and it felt like my tits were out. Like, I was like, are you sure my boobs aren't out? Because the way this wedding dress was, it had this, like, bodice that was very, like, tight, but also not tied all the way because it was tied in the back with a phone charger. So remember, I came out and I had one of those...
You get plugged in?
I was going to get plugged in, yeah.
Okay.
You did it.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No. But remember, I came out and I had those sunglasses on, and, like, you were pretty. You were wobbling.
Much. There's a picture of us with...
We have, really nice photos.
There's a really nice photo with you in that dress.
Yeah.
You look like a real bride.
I was a real bride.
Oh, yeah.
Just because I wore black during the ceremony. That was a very expensive dress that I found in a thrift store. Thank you very much. You already know that.
Let's not tell anyone how much our wedding cost, though.
Why?
Let's leave the illusion that it costs a lot of money.
It doesn't look like it costs a lot of money.
Oh. Well, let's leave the illusion, though, just in case.
I mean, we couldn't have afforded an expensive wedding anyway.
That is true.
Yeah.
People should donate.
People do go broke for their weddings.
People should buy us a wedding gift on our Patreon, though.
Well, we're broke.
Oh, yeah.
That's not a lie. Like, Jesus Christ.
Oh, yeah. I keep on forgetting we're trapped in a country with no visas. There's no flights out of here. We got married during a pandemic. I keep on forgetting all these finer points.
Are you sitting on a pile of money somewhere?
I wish.
Yeah, me too.
Let me think, though.
I certainly didn't marry for... There's no pot of gold at the end of this rainbow.
No, you married almost a homeless person.
I am aware of that.
Yeah,
I've been here.
A real bum. A real bottom. A real squelchy bottom, if you know what I'm saying.
I've heard your flatulence every single night since our wedding day.
I told not on the mic.
No, not on the mic. You'll... When you fart and then you, like, look around the room and then you clear your throat.
I think there's possums on the roof again.
Yeah, what are you going to do when we move and there's no possums? Are you going to keep a possum in a cage secretly and just
I'm sure there's going to be a creaky door or something. That damn creaky door again.
You, like, slam a door every time you fart.
I don't fart. I had an operation. I told you I don't do it.
Whatever. Don't look at me like that. It's actually very funny. Don't you have a fun time laughing?
I also have a super fun time laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we laugh at farts a lot.
That's it. It's a beautiful matrimony.
Well, I don't think we don't ever fart in front of each other on purpose. It's always our preference that the fart is silent, but sometimes it's just not.
It's just like your butt slips. It's a bum slip.
Yeah, and then I look at you and I'm like...
You can have a tongue slip. You say something. You can
and
say a rude word.
Sometimes if I tell you that you farted, you look at me like you're offended. You're like, babe! You're like mad to hear me tell you I heard it.
Well, through marriage, I own you as a person, so I want to be puritanical.
That's not how that works.
I want to be a good husband. And a good husband has to control his wife. And control her flatulence.
On that note, that's what was funny. So I'm in this dress, and I'm tied up with the phone charger, and we do this photo shoot, and then you immediately, I think, from that point... Well, what happened, the 21-year-old started feeling sick because she had like finished a bottle of Bailey's to her fucking dome, which is like impressive, you know.
Yeah, that's tough.
And it surprised me that it took that long to feel sick. Plus, like all the champagne and the buckfast.
There's a lot drank for that little people.
What is buckfast again?
Tonic wine.
Tonic wine.
Made in a monastery by monks.
Tastes like shit.
It tastes beautiful.
Okay, it tastes like the children that are being hurt by the priests.
It's monks and. Yes.
Potato, you know what I mean?
And you're right.
Yeah, you're right. So the 21-year-old was starting to feel sick, so she was on the couch, and then the English guy got a bucket. So I come back in our room, and she's feeling sick, and she's sitting on the couch, and the English guy who lives here got this bucket that was in our room, because our room's been leaking, because that's where we're living, and he got that for her to puke in. And I'm in this wedding dress, and you're like sprawled out on this couch bed that we're sleeping on. And you're like looking at me, and you're like, I love you. And I'm like, okay. Yeah, I'm like, you need to get up. We have guests, you know? And you're like, but you're like fucked up. And it's really funny. You're like, give me a kiss, you know? And I'm like, okay, but you gotta get up. You're like, give me a cut. And you like, after this, you immediately fall asleep. And I'm in this dress and very high on ketamine. And I can't get it off because it's not... If it had been tied a normal way, this dress would have been difficult to get off, right? Because it was laced up the back. But it had been tied with a phone charger through varying holes. And I barely have my wits about me. And at that point, I realized the French girl also hasn't been around, too. Like, since she helped me put on the dress. And so the 21-year-old's getting sick. And the French girl... was gone. So it's just like the Irish guy like helping his girlfriend, and then the English guy. So I like shuffle out to the, and like this dress, by the way, is like gorgeous, and like I don't want to hurt it, but you know, everybody was drunk at one point. Both the ladies, they were like, oh, you're the bride, you do whatever you want. I'm like, I'm not gonna rip this dress, you know. So I have to go ask the English guy. I was like, excuse me, like while he's like, you know, helping the 21-year-old puke in the bucket, I'm like, can you please like unlace the phone charger so I can get out of this wedding dress? So I take the wedding dress off and I go to help the French girl because she was starting to feel sick. Amazing. Watched her puke into a water bottle.
Whoa.
It was incredible. The aim. Just.
I've seen people do something like that.
Yeah, well, and I'm capable of it too. The only reason it got all over the bed was because there was some water in the water bottle and she filled it up.
There's nothing more impressive than someone who can...
Aim.
Just aim their vomit, yeah. I saw a guy fill up a pint glass. Just filled up the pint glass. And then grabbed another one and filled that up and just put them on the table and sat there. They didn't spill a drop.
Stared at everyone.
So it's just empty glasses, just... and just put them on the table and they're just warm and frothy with a head.
Oh, well, with a head. A nice chunky head.
Yeah.
That's the only head I want.
Chunky?
One time I had to puke, so I was really good at puking when I was drinking, and I was really hungover. I was in San Francisco, and we had this really lovely breakfast made for us by one of my good friends, Colton. And then my friend Barrett and I were driving back from San Francisco to Sacramento. And there's like a law, like you can't stop your car on bridges. I don't know if you like for any reason. You can't pull over on the bridge. In New York, if you break down on a bridge, you'll get fined. So not only are you like fucked with a flat tire and a tow, but you get a fine. Whatever. So we were starting to go over the Bay Bridge, and I was looking at Barrett, and I was like, I have to vomit. And he's like, I cannot pull over. And Barrett, my friend Barrett's very like, you know, he can be stern. He was always sort of, he had an adult quality. He's an asshole, but my friend, you know, but very stern. He was like, I cannot pull over. And there's like not a bag. There is nothing in this car. This car is like a clean car. You know, it's a clean person's car. You know, a dirty person, they'll have like something that you can vomit in on the floor of their vehicle.
Yeah, like almost security. If you're like shit all over a car, no one's going to break in. Yeah. It's like this dude has nothing.
Yeah. So he has nothing, but he did have, you know, like a spindle of like burned CDs you can burn.
Yeah.
Right? He had a spindle of it and like the plastic thing on top.
Yes, yeah.
So I took the plastic thing off and I vomited into that clear CD cover while going over the Bay Bridge. And I was like, I need you to pull into this McDonald's in Richmond. And he begrudgingly did it so I could like finish vomiting and like dump out the CD case or whatever. And he like got in line. to like get a soda, and he was just so pissed off at me because we had like just left, and I'm like puking in his car, even though not a drop got anywhere, and it's really impressive. But like the lady in Richmond, like Richmond's just outside of San Francisco, and it's like not known for being super safe or whatever, and people, it feels like Hicks compared to people in San Francisco. This lady, like when he was ordering, after she was like, are you from the city? And he was like, yeah. And she's like, you have beautiful eyes. And so he was totally fine with the trip because he got a compliment out of it. But yeah, everybody was puking, and not a drop of puke. Well, okay, not at our wedding. Puke got on their bed.
Yeah.
But that was only because there was water in the bottle that she puked in.
That's science.
And that is science. That is just science.
Volume and mass equals exploding vomit out of a bottle.
But the English guy was like, he was the only one who was sober enough to like really, really help, because everybody was sort of off their lid. You were asleep. You were asleep.
But I was a groom.
I know you were the groom. I was there. We got married. And I looked at the English guy at one point, and I was like, listen, I can help you. I know I'm on ketamine, but I haven't had a drop to drink. I am your ally. And we embraced, and he was like, please help the French woman. So I went to the bathroom to try to help her wash vomit out of her hair, but I was so off my rocks on ketamine that when I was helping her wash her hair, I was like, I feel like I'm a hairstylist. Because that feeling when you're like, when you start having a thought when you're on ketamine, and you
are the thought.
You are the thought. And then I was like, doesn't your bathroom feel like we're in a nightclub bathroom? Because we could still hear the music. And I was no help, is what I mean to say. But I at least wasn't wearing the wedding dress for all of this. And I eventually our friends left. Such a great wedding. It was like, so fun. When I looked at the time...
I wish I could remember more.
I remember everything.
I know.
It was great. But when I looked at the time to see what time it was, it felt like it was 2 a.m, 3 a.m. When I looked at the time, it was like 8:45 p.m.
I love that.
We were the house. The English guy and I had us some cigarettes. He had a beer. We picked up the house. The whole thing was cleaned and wrapped up by 9:30.
Which sounds like a load of nerds who didn't really party, but what it was just debauchery in one shotgun blow. Boom! 3 hours of just people losing their mind, like a lunatic asylum, like people not at all with it, and then it's all done. Yeah. It's just all done.
And then it was done, and there was cake, and there was hors d'oeuvres. We got a video of us cutting the cake, which was very funny, and then people were asleep. Puking happened. The ladies puked. You ended up puking later.
The house is clean.
You puked. Yeah, I don't know if you just had too many hors d'oeuvres because
I puked because I ate too many hors d'oeuvres. I just know that. That's one memory I have is grabbing fistfuls going, they're so good, aren't they? They're like $10 for 60, and I say I ate like 45 of them.
Yeah, I would say so.
But then my acid reflux started really kicking in. I was just I was just burping for about 3 hours straight going.
And then you vomited.
Yeah. Explosively, but controlled.
Explosive control. That's what you like with your vomit.
Yeah, you face towards the point of destruction, and you just all out in one stream.
Mm-hmm. Nice, like a fireman's hose.
Yeah, it burnt, but it was hot. It was hot sauce for sure.
Yeah, and cake.
Yeah.
Great
and
cake.
Then I felt great afterwards and did a nice slow clean.
A slow clean.
Of the sink.
We watched some movies. It was good, but it was funny when I came in the room at one point after cleaning the house. You were in our bed, but with all your clothes on. And you just looked at me and you were like, my wife! And then you were like, take off my clothes. And you were like, this is what you do now. This is what wives do.
That's what a good wife does, is undresses her husband.
Yeah, and I couldn't get the leg of the ankle opening of your pants off your foot, and I was like, look, it's too tight, I can't just get it off of you. And you were like, that is not for me, the husband, it's not my concern.
Husband, not seamstress.
You said that. I think you said that. And then when I finally got it off, you just held your arms out like a scarecrow for me to take your shirt off, and you were like, oh good, I will report that you have been a good wife. And then you just started making demands for the food you wanted me to bring you in the room. You were like, I want cake, I want coffee, I want yogurt. And I was like, yogurt?
It was the cake might could have sent me off. Was it after or before?
You had cake before, you had cake after. The next day you had cake and breakfast for dinner.
I'm indestructible.
I don't know about that. I saw the vomit that came out of you. So all in all, I mean, it was really like... I had a great time.
I had a beautiful time. Beautiful day.
Well...
I'm playing with my ring. Not my butthole. My actual wedding ring. I saw a rude joke here and there.
But I guess, we'll have some other parties.
No, but the thing is,
sometime.
we gotta do a ceremony in where I'm from and where you're from, and then where we're going to be living. Well, we don't know yet. We don't know where the fuck.
Well, that's if we make it out of here alive, and if you would like to give us a wedding gift, we have that option on our Patreon, which we
don't be cheap. We're
cheap.
We're refugees. Yeah, do be cheap. I mean, be cheap.
Be cheap.
We
have the cheap option.
White refugees.
Yeah, which is our wedding gift donation of $3 to subscribe to our Patreon. If you feel like it, we will have other content. Oh, your mom's texting me. So I better get to that. But before we do, you can find our Patreon, This American Irish Life. And there'll be some fun pictures on there. If you want to see a video of our wedding, if you missed the live feed, we got one of those on there on one of the tiers. It should be exciting. I'm learning how to use this website without any reliable internet, which will 100% cause our divorce.
100%.
Where can people find you?
I'm going to change the name at some point, but at the moment it's still Mark's Okay. It looks like Mark Sock. Again, I admit that, but it's Mark's Okay. And also on Facebook, Mark O'Keefe is where I do some of my best work.
Mm-hmm. And you can find me at Ew Girl You Nasty. EW Girl You Nasty. Why are you laughing at me?
It's such a funny name, isn't it?
It is a funny name, isn't it? Yeah. And you can find the podcast at This American Irish Life Podcast on Instagram. Again, the Patreon at This American Irish Life. Please, if you can't donate, go leave us a 5-star review on Apple. God damn it!
Yeah, we need 5-star reviews.
Yeah.
If you don't even listen to this, leave a 5-star review.
Yeah.
As in, if you listen to this and your friend doesn't, and
make them do it.
Yeah, if they're not doing anything during the epidemic, which might not even be a real virus. I'm reading a lot on the internet right now that it's actually a hoax.
Wow, are we really opening this up at the end of the podcast?
Oh, it's how many people do you know who has it?
Are you one of those vaccine deniers?
I'm about to be. So
okay. Anyway, what are you saying? Can you wrap it up?
Thanks for listening, and if you know anyone who actually has the virus, get them to send me a video of them coughing, and a doctor in the video going, "It's corona," and then the doctor has to show his doctor ID, because you know what? I just don't. The evidence just doesn't add up. Good night.